I'm really excited to bring up our next, actually, small business owner, a dear friend, and a person that I've been learning a lot from through the power of listening and collective conversations. So please help me in please help me in welcoming Josey Baker of Josey Baker Bread.
Thank you. My goodness, I'm very nervous. I'm on the cusp of blacking out, and I really have to pee. So I pass out and pee my pants. Keep this between us. No, thank you, Peru. Thank you, Real Food, Real Stories, and everyone who's here. When Peru reached out a few months ago and asked if I wanted to participate tonight, I got very excited. And I just immediately said, yes, absolutely, yes. Love being on stage, speaking into a microphone, being the center of attention. I didn't actually know what story I was going to tell. And I thought about it, and there was kind of one story that came to mind pretty early on. And right after that, I spent the next few months denying that I was going to tell that story because I'm ashamed of that story. And it wasn't until yesterday that I accepted that that's the one. So I'm going to tell the story of the day that I was on the front page of the San Francisco Chronicle. And, I'd be lying if I hadn't had fantasies about being in that position. And I hoped maybe it was for baking good bread or being a cool guy. I would have been able to send that home to my mother. But nope, I was there with my arm around a guy who was being sued for sexually harassing and assaulting women. And he was a business partner of mine, and I knew some of those women. And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you a Me Too story from a man's perspective. We don't need that. But what that moment did to me, seeing myself in that position, made it really crystal clear how close I was to the problem, how I was a part of the problem, and that patriarchy, not to mention racism, classism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, for someone such as myself, the privilege that I enjoy. It's very easy to be blind, sometimes willfully blind, to the way these things are manifesting in my surroundings. And this was clearly a disaster. And a lot of people that I knew had been harmed, and I was not able to prevent that. And I started freaking out. Well, what should I have done differently? What was happening in the present that I didn't understand, contributing to, well, how was I supposed to be moving forward? And it made me really uncomfortable, and I wanted to fix it. Right? I'll just fix the problem because I'm a good guy. Right? I'm one of the good guys. And as I sat with myself and my discomfort, I got more uncomfortable with what I found, because I found instances, experiences, relationships And in the time I knew something was wrong, I didn't totally understand, but I was uncomfortable or a little anxious, and what I've done is not encouraged. I'd either kept my mouth shut or left. And I thought that that was what I was supposed to do. And it's really clear to me now that if someone with the power and the privilege that I have, if I'm not speaking up about it, how the people who are being harmed by these things are supposed to solve the problem. And so, okay, I get it. I've got a lot of work to do. So step number one, get depressed. But I'm a multitasker. So while I was doing that, I started reading every book I can about race and gender, and listening to all the podcasts I can, and restructuring my business, and attending rallies, and donating to nonprofits. And that's all. I did that all with the approach of like, I'm gonna fix this problem. Like, I'm gonna learn about this problem, and I'm gonna fix this problem. And then I'm gonna stop being uncomfortable, because that's actually what I want to get away from. I want to get away from this discomfort that I now have, seeing what I now see. And I now see that that's part of the problem, because what I really wanted was to find a route back to the comfort of my privilege. And I can't do that. And this stuff feels bad, and it needs to feel bad, especially for people such as myself, because that's the only way these things are going to change, is when our privilege doesn't feel good, and we use the privilege to motivate us into action. And so I'm no longer trying to be comfortable. Still depressed, but remaining active, and still making mistakes. But a wise woman once told me that when people of privilege are engaging in this kind of work and trying to address these issues, if we're not fucking up, it's because we're not trying hard enough. And so, thank you for letting me try here with you all tonight.